Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Single on the Rocks, where we discuss all things dating, sex, marriage, divorce, and everything in between in this crazy, crazy world. I am your host, Locastillo, and today I have a very special guest with me, Miss Kerri Oliver. Woo! I am so honored to have you on, especially to be my second episode. It's so exciting because you're one of my very favorite people, and I truly, truly admire you. And we'll get into it, but I'm so honored to have you on here because I really do think that your story and like where you're at in life can be so relatable to a lot of people, including myself. But we have these discussions all the time. So thank you for coming. How are you?
I am great. I am so excited to be here. Oh my gosh, ever since we've been talking about your podcast, I've been really, really eager for our episode together. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for this.
I have a lot of fun questions, just like a girl chat. Like me and you talk every day. We talk every day. A little backstory on me and Kerri. I think we're going on what, like 2, 3 years of friendship, and we have become very close to the point where we have become best friends, and we talk
Yeah.
like every day about everything. And I was like, Kerri's coming on without a doubt because you have your own podcast and you released an episode that was, girl, I was like, we are going to talk about this on the podcast because it is so motivating. And I feel like the knowledge that you are putting out into the world is beautiful. So I kind of want to like ask you, like, what has you motivated to start that? And because you do have um you are a business coach, and so that is something that I even come to you and you graciously always give me some really, really good advice. So what is something that, what made you start it, and what keeps you motivated to keep doing it?
Well, I've always felt like there's more to life than just, going to work. Even if you're passionate about your job, like there's more to it than working for someone else or doing what someone else is telling you to do for at least 8 hours a day, every day. And a lot of us are missing out, especially as we grow up and we get older.
Mhm.
We lose those dreams that we had, those passions that we had in childhood. And we just kind of get into that 9 to 5, that mundane, whatever society expects. And I really want to bring out in people, you know, what your true passions are
Yeah.
and help you monetize that. What gets you excited? What do you love to talk about? What do you love to help people with? And monetize that. I mean, we're almost in 2025. There
Mhm.
is no reason that anyone is not making money online. So
1000%.
yeah, so it is completely doable for anyone. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's this one guy who makes a living off of teaching people how to jump higher, jump faster, jump longer.
What?
Yeah,
You're kidding.
there's a girl that teaches people how to take selfies. Okay. So like whatever
Yeah.
your talent is, whatever lights you up, you can monetize that and create your own life around that so that the work you do is fulfilling.
Yeah.
And it never really feels like work.
So you really can literally make money off of doing anything and everything. Is what it
Yeah.
it's what it's like this world has come to. I feel like even like, the girls that do, the feet pics. Like me and you have even talked about this. I was like, I'm gonna do it. Like I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And of course I don't do it, but you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
that's all they want is feet pics, and they're gonna send me money.
I know. And
Like,
I don't think they even really have to be cute ones, like I think they can
no,
be empty.
there is a taste for every palette. there's literally a taste for every palate. And I find that just so crazy. And it's so funny when we have these conversations because I'm like, I can do that. I'm like,
Yes.
I can do that. I can totally monetize off of that. I'll go get these feet, I'll go get these dogs pedicured and I'm gonna make me some damn money. You hear me?
I know I created an account.
Did you really?
Yes. It was oh, I can't remember which one it is. Feet.
Feet
Oh, I
Finder?
can't. Feet Finder.
Feet Finder. I think I
Feet Finder.
created an account too with Feet Finder.
I created
I
like
didn't know how to do it. Like
no,
I didn't understand.
I never got around to actually like adding the pictures to my account or anything like that. Like I started getting a little bit weirded out. Like when I was seeing other people's posts, I was like, I'm not ready for that yet.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Like anything where you have to like get something organized in your life is work. Like not and I mean you have to really like enjoy it, right? But it's a lot because you have to like figure out how it works. You have to figure out how to talk to these guys. You have to figure out a lot of stuff. Like it is like kudos, but like
Yeah,
I just don't got the time or the energy to be like, do you want these feet pics or what? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
And get all these subscribers and stuff,
you
and then having
know,
to
it's
put out content. Like, no, can I just put it out once and be done with it? And you just pay me.
and just like just everybody under the sun just buy these damn pig. Okay. I just try to pay these bills. That's so funny. But okay, so I am drinking a strawberry margarita.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
I actually was like, oh my God, I don't have anything to drink because I ran out of my Jack Honey. But I found these in the back of my fridge. I think these were like my emergency, my emergency stash. And so I was like, here we go, emergency. So what are you drinking over there?
I've got in my thermal cup, I've got a little vodka
I
soda
love
to
that.
keep it cold.
I love that. I love a
And,
good thermal moment.
yes, I drink, this is like all I drink out of now. Like my water, like everything, like all day
Yeah.
because it keeps it cold.
You know, every
Um,
time I get a thermal, they go missing.
oh,
They
it's
go
your
missing.
boys.
They go missing.
Yeah.
So I just don't even bother. I'm just like, if it's cold, it's cold. If it's hot, it's hot. It's whatever. You know, it's all gonna hit the same.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not drinking my normal either. Normally I drink a Pinot Noir. I like me a little
You're
bit of
definitely a wine and champagne girl.
oh, 100%. Yeah.
I love when you send me voice messages and you are on the champagne. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's like we need to think of an alter ego for you
It
because
gets
you're
me a
not
little
Kerri.
silly. No,
You're
it
not
gets me a
Kerri.
little silly. I
You're
feel
like,
like I'm
I'm
more
sorry,
like a
I'm drunk. I love it. I love it. Every time I get those voice messages from you, and you're that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth. You're like, I'm sorry, I'm drunk. But like, listen,
like I have to preface it.
I'm like, I'm all ears, babe. I'm all ears. Um, one thing I forgot to mention was you don't live in Texas. You are in North
No.
Carolina.
Yes.
And that's so fun to me. I'm like, I know somebody in North Carolina. Like my best friend's in North Carolina, you know? Like, yeah.
Yes, I know. And I've never even been to Texas.
You've never been to Texas?
Mm-mm.
I've only driven through North Carolina. I don't know if I've ever told you, but, like whenever I have flew to Ohio to help my dad move down to Georgia, and he used to work in North Carolina. So he wanted to drive down through North Carolina so that we could make a pit stop and see some friends that still live there. And we did. We just stopped. We slept there overnight. We had dinner, and then we were on the road the next morning. But from what I saw, it was really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I don't
really
know where
pretty.
you drove through, but yeah,
I think
I
it's
mean,
like Black Mountain, maybe. I don't
so
know.
you were in the mountains.
Yes, we were in the mountains for sure. Yeah, because that's where he
Okay.
was doing his job out there. And I think some of his buddies and their families were still out there, and so that's where we were. And it was cool. Everybody was so nice. But it was nice. I would love to go back to North Carolina, and now I have a reason to go to
Yes,
North
you'll
Carolina.
have to come. I'll do plan a
Yeah,
trip
so
next
I can
year.
go visit my nephew too. My nephew Jose.
Yes,
He
that's
will be
right.
he will forever be Jose to me.
I know. Well, he's Jose to a lot of people. The other day, someone called him Jazzy. Like, what?
What? That is so funny. Okay, so I definitely want to jump into some really fun questions. And I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I don't think we have. But
Okay.
when dating someone or meeting somebody, do you feel the physical intimacy is important or the emotional intimacy is important?
Like when you're meeting them,
Like when you're building like a relationship with them.
I feel like at the beginning of the relationship, obviously there has to be some kind of physical attraction. I mean, for me, there's got to be a little, even if it's slight, there has to be a little bit of a physical attraction for
Right.
the emotional to grow. Um, but, once there's even a little bit of a relationship developed, I definitely think the emotional part of it is the most important to take care of. Obviously, the physical plays on that,
Do you think the
adds to it.
physical needs to match the emotional?
As far as like intensity,
Like, so say you meet somebody, right? And yes, you're attracted to them. You're physically attracted to them. Cool. And then the emotional, like you are just emotionally connected, like it meets you where you need him to be. But the physical part, when you get intimate, is not necessarily where you would want it to be. Like it didn't match, but you're emotionally connected to him. Do you think that that is something you could work with?
yes,
You
that
think
has
so?
happened before. Yes.
Yeah, 1000%. 1000%.
Hmm.
I definitely feel like yes, you have to be physically attracted to them, but I have also met gentlemen where I wasn't like 1000, like not 1000, but I wasn't physically attracted to them off the bat because I just didn't see them like that. And
Hmm.
then we developed a connection. And then it was like, oh, I see you in a different light. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I didn't even know you liked me or, whatever. And it's because our emotional and our bonding became something different. So I was like, I
Yeah.
friend zoned you and you learned how to get out of that friend zone or whatever the
Yeah,
case
and
may
props
be.
to you, right?
Yeah. And
Like
it's
that's
like,
not
well,
easy.
yeah. So yeah, no, I definitely think that you can definitely be get to that point with somebody if you're not one like you see them like that right off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have been in a situation before where I was seeing the guy and, you know, things were going good as far as like on the dates and talking outside of the dates and everything. And then once it got physical, it was really kind of basic. You know what I
Oh.
mean? And then it was like, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, are we ever gonna like
Do you did you
spice this
communicate
up?
it?
Yes. And we not directly, like I just started doing more myself. You know what I mean? Like I
Mm.
just opened up more
Yeah.
and then it naturally evolved and like we really didn't even have to talk about it. It was more
It was
just
just
like,
it was like what's that saying? Something that was an unspoken conversation that was like didn't need to have words. It was like you understood the incitement of what I put in front of you.
yeah. And it was more, I don't know if some guys maybe are kind of waiting to see like what the woman, like what her boundaries are, how far she'll go. Like maybe he doesn't want to have the conversation, so he's just gonna like keep it on the base level. And then if she goes further, so I don't know if that's what was going on there or
Mm-hmm.
what, but once that opened up, everything got fine and it was all good. So sometimes maybe a conversation's not necessary,
Yeah.
you know.
I definitely feel like I think I just spit. I definitely think that that's good that you didn't have to have that conversation. But I definitely feel like some direction, if it's just like they're like way far off, it's like some you gotta kind of guide them to the goal, right? And there's like, you know, but do you do you like a man that is vocal in the bedroom or that is silent?
Okay. Like talking dirty, like calling me a slut and stuff.
I mean, whatever, like vocal as in like he's like saying like he's enjoying it or he likes what you're doing or whatever. Or do you just like a man that's just staring at you and you have no idea, like, are you even there? Like, what's happening, But
Okay,
he's like,
so I mean, I do. You obviously, you want him to talk and like give cues and everything, right? But like at the same time, uh, sometimes you kind of don't want them like talking all the time. You know what
mhm.
I mean? Like you just kind of like,
Like
yes,
you have to have like a like you have to have like a sense of when to stop. Like
yeah,
and
like
like know your limits.
like don't crowd my space with your words.
Yeah.
Like let me enjoy the moment. So
Yeah.
yes, I do want to like we need to communicate with our words and like okay, I'd say like words and phrases, sounds, that kind of thing, but
Yeah.
conversations I'm not really into. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Mhm.
I do
Yeah.
like talking dirty though. You can call me a
Yeah.
slut.
I do like talking dirty. I like the dirty talk. And I like it in my ear. Oh.
Yes. Oh,
Oh, I like
oh
it in my
yeah. The
ear.
little whisper.
If you whisper
Mhm.
in my ear, cut it out. Cut it
Yes.
out.
It's
Cut it
over.
out.
Over.
I'm about to rip this IUD out. Cut it out.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I do. I definitely think there needs to be some communication, but at the same time, like, don't talk my ear off.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like too much talking, it's like, okay, like like stop. Like I
Like, let
get
me
it.
enjoy
Like
this. Let me enjoy it.
yeah, like
You know?
I get it. You're having a really great time. But okay. Like
Yeah.
let me get back in my mindset. You know what I mean? Like let me get back where I
Yes.
need to be.
Exactly.
Now, how would you deal with somebody who's like, have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
Yes.
And how did you retain like that physical connection with somebody being so distant, and not being able to be with them all the time?
Well, as far as like the physical part, I mean, there's FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do a wink? Was that a wink? FaceTime.
I love that.
FaceTime, you can talk sexy, like and flirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think keeping the flirting alive is a big thing. Not even like talking about the sex part of it, but just like keeping it light and fun, you
Right.
know. And also I think like it really helps. Like I think it makes it more exciting too. Like if you are, you know, far apart from each other, then when you do see each other, it makes it like that much more special.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I think part of that keeps like whenever you're like, sorry, I'm like babbling.
No, you're fine.
Whenever you like keep yourself up, like if you keep yourself up and you're like, you make sure that you're like fit and keeping your hair good and your makeup done and you don't look like a slob when you see him and stuff like, that really helps, I think, keep that physical part alive. Because if you're not
Yeah.
seeing each other a lot and then when you see him, you look like you're homeless.
But it's
you
also
know.
exciting to well, one, I feel like when the person is distant, you build up that suspense of like, oh my God, when I get to see them again and when I get to touch them again, it's like, liking them all over again, and just like it's exciting, you know what I mean?
It is
And
exciting.
yes, and there's I mean, in this day and age, there's so many ways of how to stay connected, and FaceTime is one of them. Um, but I definitely feel like when you feel good on the inside and the outside, that is projecting to the your partner, and they're just gonna, I feel like they'll feel the exact same way. And it's just like, oh, that send all those endorphins that were just built up, and now they're just like released, and you're like, okay, you can go back to you can go back, bye.
Yeah. Well, and it gives you, when you have that time away, you really can focus on yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you have that independence, and that makes you desirable,
Right.
to a man. When you're able to really work on yourself and you're whole within yourself, and you have that confidence, that makes you more desirable too. So I think it's just
Absolutely.
part of like taking care of who you are as the person. They're going to want to gravitate towards you because
Yeah,
that's
when for sure. Now, you are, I feel you are a boss bitch, okay? You are a boss bitch. And I know how busy you are. What is something that would attract you or make you make time for somebody? Like what do they need to have in order to slow you down and be like, okay, I'll make some time for you?
that's a good question. No, okay, so really the number one thing, and I think this about like everyone, like a friend, a family member, it doesn't matter. You have to be worth my time. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm out to dinner with you, I have to, and I sit there and I'm thinking my time would be better spent getting work done,
Mm-hmm.
or I wish I was at home with my son, or something like that. Like you probably aren't going to get me out again,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? So you've got to be somebody that like I enjoy spending time with, and I feel like it's really worth that time.
No, agreed. Because the last thing you want to do is get dressed up, right? Because you take time to get dressed and present yourself the way you want to present yourself, pick out an outfit, that's time, everything, right? And then you get to this date, and it was not what was expected or presented that it would be, or the connection was just not there. And it's just like, damn, I could have been on my couch watching a really good show. I could
I
have
know,
been
like
doing,
I could be in my sweatpants right
yes, or I
now.
could have been getting some work done, or I put this off. I put this off until the morning because I said, you know what, I'll go out on this date and I will wake up at X amount of time early so I can get this done. And now look at me,
Yeah.
disappointed, and I still have to get up early. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's the worst. That's the absolute
it is.
worst.
It is. So definitely, yeah. I mean, you have to be worth my mind and to have a conversation going that's like stimulating, not just,
Mhm.
hey, what did you do today? How's the weather? Like
Yeah.
let's talk about something a little bit deeper.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they gotta have substance, right? Like, recommend something, like teach me something. Like, I don't give a shit about the stock market. I don't know shit about the stock market. Tell me about the stock. I will listen because it's
Yeah.
fascinating that I don't know about it. I would love to know about it, but I just don't have the time to teach it to myself. But if you want to tell me in about 15 minutes in this conversation, like, I'll listen, and then I'll
Yeah.
probably get fascinated and teach myself. But like, it's just like, bring your A game. And not saying that on the first date it's a total loss, because like, I've said previously, sometimes guys can be intimidated by a very strong woman or a woman that has maybe bigger aspirations than what they had. And maybe you inspired them or whatever to be like, damn, I need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, you gotta just meet me halfway, like what are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
think a lot of guys, they might see like a pretty face and then they're just like I went out on this date with this guy. I don't know. It's been a couple years ago. And I've really learned to vet them before I even go out now.
mm-hmm.
But okay, so we go out and like we just go to this bar and we're just like drinking a beer and we're like looking around.
Oh.
And I'm like, this is the worst. Like, just let me just go home now.
I'd rather be checking my emails.
Right?
I have done that. I have done that on a date. I had went out with this guy and I was talking about this earlier, but I went out with this guy a while back and like it was cool. Like we had a really good conversation and we decided to meet up and we met up at this like local spot in Dallas or whatever. And we get there and I got there first and then he showed up and it was fine. It was fine. But then he showed up maybe like 10 minutes later and I paid for my own drink. That's fine. Okay. He asked me out. I paid for my own drink. Okay, fine. No dinner, no nothing. The conversation was like flat. I'm like looking at my emails because it's like what are we doing? Disappointed. I went home, I got undressed, got in my pajamas, and I literally, I picked something up to eat because it's just like, why would you
Just
like
needed food.
I would have ate bar food. I don't care. Like
Yeah.
you could have got me French fries for all I care. You know what I mean? Like, come
You love
on.
French fries
I love French fries. And you can have French fries anywhere, okay? And I
anywhere.
would have ate those French fries and I would have been happy with my little white claw that I got. It was fine. But it just wasn't. And then I think we both knew that the vibe wasn't there in person. It was fine. He was a very nice gentleman, but I think we both knew that I was just a little bit not. We were just not compatible after all. Like we just were not compatible after all. So I was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So
But at least he knew my guy asked me out again. And I'm like, you want to go do
yeah,
that again?
yeah. There are some that are, I think, oblivious to the body language, to the signs, and I think they're just like, if I'm not conversating back with you, if I'm not having follow-up questions, be concerned. Be concerned
Right.
that this date was not what you thought it was
Yeah.
because I just, okay. I'm just like, okay, well, I didn't last long on the dating apps because it was just not for me. I'm just too busy for it, for the disappointment. And makeup is expensive. I don't have time.
I've never been on a dating app.
Never been on a dating app. It's
Never.
it's crazy. There
I don't
it's
really
it's
ever want
wild.
to.
It's wild. It's wild. Because Hinge has like this where you can put voice messages on your profile. Like you can tell a story or tell something like, I'm probably not for you if, and then they'll leave a
Mm.
voice memo. And some men, I would go on there and listen to their voice. And I was like, I know. I was like, no.
Hey,
Nope.
that's smart of them to do that though, because sometimes you just really, a
Mhm.
voice can surprise you.
Well, it was like what the response, it was what the answer was. It was like
Oh, what
what,
they said.
yes. And it's like, no, probably that's gonna be a hard pass. That's gonna be a hard no for me, dog. Like, no,
Yeah.
You
They're
know.
because they just are on there to just, what do they call
Mhm.
it? What do they call those? All I can think of is shake and bake.
Shake, yeah, just to like
What is it? It's not shake and bake.
like a fuck boy, like they want to
Yeah,
just
like
be there and
fucking
fuck. Yeah, they're just looking for a one night stand.
yeah.
They're looking for a one night stand.
Well, yeah,
And
exactly. It's so gross, and it's so gross. But there are plenty of chicks on there willing to give it to them.
oh, for sure.
I'm just
You
not one
know,
of them. I don't want to get caught up in the mix.
yes, a lot of, and I'm not, this is what I heard
Okay.
from an OF model. They go on to like they market that way. You know what I mean? Like they'll go on Hinge and like she markets that way and like they'll reach out to her and she like sends the link. And
Okay.
that's how they can get people to subscribe and then chat. Like, cause she's not gonna chat for free. Baby, collect your coin, but she's not gonna chat for free.
Yeah.
So it's like they slide into her little DMs or whatever, send her like a message on one of her pictures that they leave, and she will respond with a link. Like, if you want to chat, here's the link. Find me on OF. And that's pretty kind of fucking smart.
It is smart. And I wish that I could be about that life because I would have been making bank a long time
I
ago.
wish I had the guts for that.
I
And I
just,
and I talked about this with you. I
uh-huh.
was like, maybe I could try it, but I just don't have the guts. I just don't.
It's too much.
It's
With having to get like a whole nother phone number and like,
everything.
just completely because everything is tied to our phone numbers now. Like any account you make is tied to your phone
Mhm.
number and people can find you. So
Mhm.
if you're doing stuff like that, you definitely want it on a different number. And it's just like kind of like a whole separate life, like a whole nother identity almost. And I don't know. I
Sorry.
just like I don't want to live in that world.
No, I agree. I sorry, I had to spit out an ice. I don't know why I put it in my mouth. I want to play a game. So this is this part of the segment of the show. We are going to play a game. And this game is called Would You Rather?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a list of scenarios. Um, would you rather, and you're gonna have to tell me which one. And let's see, how can we incorporate this into a drink? I guess I didn't really think about it, but we'll just do would you rather, and we'll just drink
Okay.
at every fucking
Okay. At
whatever
every
answer you.
question.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me pour me some more. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me pour me some more because I done drunk it all. Okay. So, would you rather? Okay. Would you rather start your period and bleed through your dress or accidentally fart in the car with your date?
Um, honestly, I would rather accidentally fart in the car.
Same. Same.
I really do.
Cheers. I could, if I bled through my dress and it get on his seats and say they're clogged, oh my God, I would die.
Well, the way I was thinking of it is if you fart in the car, it's only him. Okay. And you can
Like,
laugh it off.
if I farted in the car, I'd be like, oh, a skunk must have died.
Like, did you fart?
Are we passing the landfill? Like, oh.
Oh, that's the sewer. No, but then if you got the blood on the dress, it's literally like
And then say
everyone's
you're like
seeing it.
heading to dinner and not even to your house. Like, how do you even like that's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we just got that
1000%
far.
would choose the fart. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You let one loose then. It's fine. You know? Okay. Would you rather him in 6 months tell you he has kids or in 6 months tell you he's still married?
Um, I would rather in 6 months him tell me that he's still married because he better not have been had no kids from me from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
Those, those are people.
Yeah.
Okay. In a marriage, now hold on. Is he separated? Let me ask. He like hold on. Let me back up.
He wants some
How
elaboration.
married? How married are we talking?
Okay, say he's separated.
Okay, like because that's you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I
No,
was thinking, I was thinking separated. Like
that would be a hard if he was still married, actively married, that would be a punch to the fucking throat and the
like
nuts.
yeah, that's not the scenario I was thinking. I was thinking like basically not married, but just
Yeah.
still married on paper.
Separate, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that because I would want like the kids, I'd be really pissed if you were hiding humans from me. And also you can get unmarried, you know, like
Mhm.
you can separate, you can get that paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's because if it's a situation where like we've been dating for 6 months and he tells me he's like actively married, that's a real big problem we got going on there. So
Yeah. That's a big no-no. Absolutely not.
what is your
Um
answer to that question?
it would probably be the married thing. I would one if he was separated but still married and because if he told me 6 months later down the line that he had kids, I'd be like, because right off the bat, I'm telling you, I have kids, right?
Yeah.
My kids are grown. So, but it's still like I'm proud of my kids. And so if you why are you hiding them? Like what else are you hiding? That's
Yeah.
major, right? Being married too is still major for it would be major for me, but it's if you're separated and like there's a both understanding that you guys are separated, I mean, that's not as bad as saying, well, I have like two, three kids or a child that I haven't told you about in 6 months. Like, wait, what? What?
Yeah. That would be a problem on a lot
Because
of different levels.
yeah, because what if I didn't want to date somebody with kids?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you put on this like facade and this painted this picture that you were kidless. You
And
know what
now
I
you
mean?
have to like create this whole other image of him in your mind of like now he's a dad. So now you have to like see him as a dad and like
And if you're
but
lying about your own offspring,
yeah.
that's kind of
Not
that's 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 a hard no.
yeah.
Would you rather have a shitty mother-in-law or a shitty sister-in-law if you were, say, you got engaged and the man is the man of your dreams, but would you rather have a shitty mother-in-law or a shitty sister-in-law?
Okay. When I was married before, I was blessed with an amazing mother-in-law and a really great sister-in-law. So it's hard for me to imagine, but I think I would rather have the shitty sister-in-law
Mhm.
because moms rule the roost.
Yeah, same. Cheers.
Except for like oh cheers. Except one thing is likely if everything happens naturally, the sister-in-law would be around longer, so that would suck.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, definitely would
Like
rather
during
have
the holidays, do you buy your Christmas gift or not?
right. But you know how your husband,
What if
he
they
might
were
read the mama's
close?
way. Yeah.
What if your
Well,
what if your fiance, uh, theoretically, what if your fiance was like super close with his sister and like she like y'all didn't get along? Like, how does that
what
work?
if he's close with his mom?
Yeah, that's what yeah. Like, what do you like? That just brings up so many dynamics of situations of arguments. That sounds exhausting.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if he's close with his sister and you don't get along with his sister, it's one of two things. Either she's just a teetotal bitch,
Mm-hmm.
or you're not right for each other.
Mm-hmm. Because he's gonna have to decide. Because once you become the wife, you are the main character, baby.
Oh, yes.
You are the main character.
All about you.
You come before the mama. I'm sorry. There's a lot of debate over that, but I come before the mama. I come before the sisters.
Everybody, everything.
They ain't doing what I'm doing to you,
Right.
sir. Like,
All them nasty things.
okay, like you gonna choose me over anybody. You hear that? Oh, I mean, obviously your kids would you would want to choose them first, but we're not talking about them.
Right.
All right. Would you rather have a passionate, once in a lifetime fling that you'll always remember, or a stable, comfortable relationship that lacks excitement?
Number one.
Number one, you'll always remember that.
Yes, because number two is
I feel like
boring.
I feel like everybody needs to have like that exciting love affair. Like not love affair, but you know what I mean? Like love fling.
Yeah. With
Like,
that one, like, good, passionate, just like for the hell of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like y'all can't be together for whatever reason. Maybe y'all live in two different countries, whatever. But like everybody should experience that. Have I ever had one?
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think I have. Not yet.
Only in the movies.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think
not yet. Just put the not yet on
oh
there.
yeah. Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
I don't have that. Yeah.
I've
The
always
other part is boring. The long, stable, no excitement thing. Like,
yeah, lacks
why would anybody
excitement.
want that? Yeah, like it would be more fun
It's
to live by yourself.
comfortable. Like I can be comfortable about myself.
Yeah.
I can be comfortable with myself. I can love myself. That's
Then
fine.
if you're by yourself, then you can have a few of those fling things.
I've always saw myself having like one of those like flings in like Italy or Paris or oh my God, like uh like Ireland or like with a Scottish man or like
Are they sexy?
their accents, they're just like a man. They just like, oh my gosh. There's this guy. Oh,
I'm gonna have to look this up later.
there's this guy. He's on TikTok. And ladies, if you're watching this, you know exactly who I'm talking about. If you are on TikTok and you love a good lumberjack, his name is Thorin Bradley.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a
Thorin
Google. But
Bradley on TikTok. He just chops wood, but he became this like internet TikTok sensation for the women because the way he chops the wood, and he just found like his niche. But he's not like just that, he also educates on the wood because genuinely like enjoys chopping wood, and like he also gives reviews on like the axes that he uses. It's I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything. All I'm looking at is this man with suspenders taking the my god. Oh my god.
mm.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I cannot wait to go to bed tonight.
You and me both. And we are gonna text it in the morning. We are gonna
Yes.
text in the morning. And I'm gonna be like, how did you sleep, girl? Okay. Here's another one. Would you rather know every detail? Would you rather know every detail about your partner's romantic history or have them know every detail about yours?
I'd rather them know every detail about mine.
And not know theirs. I don't know. I
Yeah.
would want to know everything about them, but that's just me. I want to know
No,
everything so I can just be mad. I want to know everything just so I can...
that's what I wouldn't want to know. That's all I would be able to think about.
I'd be like, oh, wrong bitch. Like, that is
Yes.
me.
No,
Oh,
that wasn't me. That
it's
was her.
so
Okay.
toxic. Okay.
Yeah. No, they would have to know about mine, but then they would have to not care.
Yeah. See, I feel like I would just want to know about theirs. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers.
Um, would you rather be with someone who's adventurous and open to exploring new things in bed, or someone who's deeply skilled at only one thing, but you let me read this again. Let me read this again. Would you rather be with someone who's adventurous and open to exploring new things in bed, or someone who's deeply skilled at only one thing, but absolutely amazing at it?
Number two, like just if you can get it done, baby, get it done.
Like, it's gonna be, the success rate is off the charts. You
Yes,
ain't gonna be upset. Like, my baby gonna come through for us. Like, you know what I
yes.
mean?
We don't have to be trying all these other ways to do it if we know the way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Don't
Okay.
don't don't try to fix what's not broken.
Yes. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't want to be doing all them flips and everything if I don't have to.
Like, my knees are not the same. Okay. We are
Right.
in our 30s. Our knees are just not the same. We don't have Meg's knees. Okay. Last one. Would you rather have amazing sex with someone you don't respect, or mediocre sex with someone you deeply admire?
Okay. Well, let me ask, is it possible to have amazing sex with someone you don't respect?
I feel like don't respect in a sense of, I don't know. I don't think, I mean, I've never had that. But how I see it is like, not don't respect. I'm thinking more of like, you don't see like it going anywhere. So you're just having sex to have sex.
Um, I mean, it depends on the sitch, like
Like, I mean, if he texts me at night and I'm bored, I mean,
I mean, if I'm with the second guy, if I'm with the mediocre sex guy who really loves me, I'm not gonna go with the first one. But if I'm single, I'll mingle with number one.
yeah, well, you're single in both scenarios.
Oh, then I want good sex.
Hmm.
Yeah. If I'm single,
So like no emotions attached to it.
yeah, the sex. Yeah.
So it would be more like a fuck buddy situation. I love that. We love a good situation like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Healthy. They are.
because at some point, if as long as they have an understanding and you have an understanding, then there is a mutual respect there. So
Yeah, and that's not hard to have that understanding. It's not a
no,
difficult understanding.
I feel like it might be a little difficult on the woman's side because women tend to get more emotionally attached when they have sex with a man. And I feel like it's
Yeah.
very rare for a man to be emotionally attached unless um there's like black cat golden retriever energy going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would have to be clear from the start,
Yeah,
you know.
agreed.
And yeah. I mean, he would probably have to set boundaries if she's one of those, but
That's where
when
the
it works, it works.
yeah, that's definitely where the communication comes in. Like, hey, like I just want to keep it cash.
Right.
But I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I mean, back in my 20s, I did do that. But I did have a situation like that. But now I'm just like,
I mean, now, yeah, it's too much to put your pants down for somebody else in that, like, you can just do it yourself, you know,
yeah, it's like
like
you know,
if he's not taking you to dinner.
I'm such a brat. I'm such a I'm such a brat. Like I need to be fed. I'm sorry, but it has to happen. I just sound like the Cookie Monster. Just like feed me and I'll be
Feed me and
nice
tell
to
me
you.
I'm pretty.
I'll be nice to you. Just feed me and I'll be nice to you. Like I can't feed myself. It's fine. It's fine. Well, that is the episode. Thank you, Kerri, for coming on. This was so fun. I truly,
Yes.
truly enjoyed this. I know I hit you with a lot of questions, but I do feel like it was so valued. And um I want you to tell everybody where if they need to want to reach out to you and discuss like any type of like life coach or any type of that, where can my viewers find you?
Yes, absolutely. So the easiest place to find me is going to be on Instagram at I am Kerri Oliver. You can link that probably maybe in your
Yes.
or like put the spelling. It's
Mhm.
Kerri Oliver. And so Instagram's probably gonna be the easiest way to find me. I do have my podcast up on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. So you can comment on
Yes.
YouTube. So yes, I would love for you to
Yes.
tune in. That would be
I'll
awesome.
link everything down below. And of course, if anybody wants to reach out to Kerri, please go follow her, reach out to her. She has this amazing planner that she created. It's amazing. I literally it's getting my life on track. So I know it will get you are on the go, you're busy, you have even if you just have life goals or you just want to create a schedule for you, 2025 definitely a way to get it started. And I will definitely link that down below as well. Or you can reach out to Kerri and see if it's a good fit. But always, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
on.
This was
And
awesome. I had so much fun.
yes. Well, that is our episode, guys. And thank you for watching. Until my next episode. Bye. That was so much fun.
That was fun. Yes,
It
thank
was so
you.
much fun. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Yes, Thorne Bradley. You have to look him up.
I'm gonna go look him up.